That's cool. Have you already watched all of Cyberpunk?
Edge Runners?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
watched that in like a day or two.
I haven't watched it yet.
I swallowed that. I walked right up to it. I said, "Can I get 1, 2, and 3 servings?" And then I ate it all.
Have you seen that TikTok of that kid? Give it to me right now. I'll tear it up live. I like being lied to. Kind of gets me off, you know?
Oh my god!
Hello, fellow weebs and otakus, an episode of Anime Fix, where you're fixed for all things anime. I'm Chase.
Lance.
Hi, Lance.
Hello.
How are you?
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. What does that mean again?
I don't know. Welcome.
Uh,
Tori's the one studying Japanese.
How's that going? You doing well?
She's always doing well. She's amazing at it.
Can you keep a conversation going now?
Well, we haven't. I don't know because we haven't gone anywhere where she could actually talk to somebody. So
That's fair. Yeah,
I'll try to
Japan.
next time we go to the Asian market, I'll try to bully her into asking.
You gotta make sure they're Japanese.
That's right. Well, obviously, duh. So, but no, she's amazing.
But then you get into a thing of like racial profiling, and it just all doesn't end well.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
You could ask him, I guess. Here, I'll go along with you just so I can ask, because it's less bad if I ask.
Is it?
Yeah. I'll just preference it with saying I'm not Hispanic. Right? I think it's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
it's all fine.
It's all fine.
This episode's a little different, isn't it?
It is.
What are we doing this episode?
We're talking about what we're watching in anime this week. So instead of doing a full review, we're doing what we're watching, in our off time that maybe the other person might not be interested in or isn't really wanting to focus on, and then kind of share that with the other person.
Mine's going to be like 20 different animes because Lance can't keep up with all my ADHD watching.
You have a lot more. Anime. You also have a lot more free time, which I still don't understand how that happens when you have a family.
Most of the time they're either asleep or she's working or my son's watching Bluey. So I don't know, I just have a lot of free time, especially at night. But I've been reading this awesome Star Wars book that's been taking up a lot of my time though. It's a trilogy. So
Is it a Legends series or is it
it's a Legend series.
Okay.
Because funny story, I finished the Thrawn trilogy. I haven't finished the later trilogy one, but I wanted to start something else because I don't know, I got ADHD and didn't want to keep reading that same book. But I FaceTime Bernard and he was like, I asked him, "Hey, show me your collection of books and which one to read and everything." And he sent me a bunch of we talked for like, excuse me. We talked for like maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours of him just showing me different books of Legends and everything. And he's like, "Well, Legends isn't canon." I'm like, "I don't care about canon, Bernard. What I care about is the story." So I think so I narrowed it down and I picked the Darth Bane trilogy. So far,
okay, that's a good one.
Good. Have you read it?
I've read some of it. Darth Bane itself is an interesting character.
Yeah,
I really like him. I would love if they would bring back. I would love to see like a prequel series, just focusing on like the Sith before the Rule of Two, before the Rule of Two, Rule of Two, yeah, and then the Sith Jedi Wars. That would be, I think, an amazing
That sounds like
Just
co-stars, honestly.
I mean, yeah.
You excited for that
Knights
game
of
coming out? I'm so excited for that game coming out.
What game's coming out? I don't know. I'm so
Knights of the Old Republic. They're remaking it.
Oh. I have so
Yeah.
many games in the backlog I need to play.
I'll drop everything to play that game. It's my all-time favorite game of all time.
Are you gonna stream it?
No, because remember how that ended up last time? I'm not a streamer.
You never finished.
No, I usually never finish anything.
Yeah.
School. Everything.
All right. Enough about Star Wars. Let's get back to
I
the
love
anime.
Star Wars, though. No,
I do too.
This is Star
Although
Wars
I don't feel
fix, okay. This is Star Wars fix. Star fix. Star fix.
Star fix.
Yeah.
So
what are you watching?
I'm watching Life Lessons with God, I can't even say the name. Uramuchi Onisan. Let me see that.
Get your wife in here and have her pronounce it.
Uramichi Onisan. And by the way, that in the show they always start it with every time that character walks on stage, he always says Konnichiwa. I'm Uramuchi Onisan. And I absolutely love it. Part of the reason why I love it so much is
I can't see you anymore.
You can't see me anymore?
There we go. I see you now. I feel better.
A part of the reason why I love it is truthfully, well, there's a few reasons, but what really attracted me to it was like watching a show about if I was hosting a kid's show.
I know.
Because everything he says about the only difference between him and me in that kind of scenario is he keeps a upbeat tone pretty much when he's in public, right? When he's in front of like the camera and in front of the kids. Yeah. Always super positive. And that's the big difference. I wouldn't do that. Yeah. But I mean, there's so much. I think there's so much there to unpack. Because as I'm watching it, I'm starting to realize I think that it's more than just this really sort of depressed, out of disconnected human being from his peers and friends and everything like that. And I think it's more of like just showcasing some of the ridiculousness and that can occur, and especially when you don't like your job. And I think about, there's this one line there where the director who directs the director of the kids show, he comes up with some ridiculous plan. I don't remember the specifics, but Uramichi just thinks to himself that sometimes you just do what the boss says, even if it doesn't make any sense. And quite frequently, this director does a lot of things that don't make sense, or it's just sort of will ask you to do things that are ridiculous or unsafe. Like there's one of the most recent episodes I watched. He's like, I don't really like how you came out into stage. Let's try something different. Can you do a backflip? Can you do a backflip on stage? He does the backflip, right? He goes, that didn't work. And so he says, go back to the other way. And he goes, oh, well, wait a minute. Maybe it's because you didn't do enough flippies. Do more flippies. And he's like, and Uramichi goes, yes, I can do more backflips, endangering myself and all the children here. He goes, that's exactly what I want you. I want you to do more flips. Right? And then he doesn't even watch. His back is turned because he gets a phone call, and he's like, I forgot what we were doing. Right? And I think I think back to a lot of the crap we used to deal with. It reminds me a lot of where we used to work together.
Yeah.
It's sort of like
you mean all the things I told you to do that didn't make any sense? Since I was your boss for like a year?
You were my boss for like a year.
How long was it? Like 6 months?
Less than that. I think you left pretty quickly.
No. I was your boss for a little bit.
No,
you weren't.
Actually, no, you No, you got
until like 2 weeks, like then I made that transition.
Okay, so that's it. 2 weeks.
Because you were by yourself and no one was your boss.
Yeah.
Remember, like you're off by your own.
Yeah.
That was weird.
That was weird, but it's like stuff being asked doesn't make any sense, or it's just sort of like a disconnect, and like also this sort of like, yeah, I get that you're sad and you don't like what you're doing, but you just need to pretend that everything is fine when everything wasn't fine.
Go get more, whatever.
Yeah.
Go get more.
Everything's fine.
I don't know.
And so
Lance,
I think a lot.
That's pretty much what it was. You're scaring the children, Lance. Smile more.
Yeah. Or hey, is everything okay? I'm fine. But also it's just like there's like obviously it's about the main character Uramichi, but there are several other side characters in here. Each have their own like unique experience and stories that are going on, and yeah, it's sort of like told through the lens of this character, the main character's perspective, but each has their own sort of day on stage, right? They and everyone in the cast hates their job.
Yeah.
Everyone hates their job. There's but only Uramichi is the one who's like, they all say like, they all fake through the positivity during the show, but then they kind of they're positive about other things when they leave, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, their lives aren't perfect, but they're genuinely a happy person. Uramichi's the only one who's like, just not having any of it. I just want to go home. I want to drink. I want to smoke. I just want to smoke my lungs out and lift weights all day long, and that's all I want to do.
It works out.
Dude, he's jacked. He's fucking jacked in the show.
Well, so I've only watched 2 episodes because I got bored with it.
You got bored with it?
Yeah, I watched it this was like 3 years ago or 2 years ago when I kept watching TikToks about it, and I was like, I watched 2 episodes, and I was like, that is boring. I don't care anymore. There was no plot. It's just like daily lives or whatever.
See, now this is a slice of life I can get behind.
No, because it's just like Way the House Husband. It's just there's no plot. It's just boring. I don't know.
You like Way the House Husband, didn't you?
It was okay, but I wouldn't watch it again. It's not Toradora. It's not any of the other ones I'm watching right now.
Okay, well, yeah, it's definitely not Toradora. I wouldn't put it as on. Hold on.
Don't hold on me. You think this is Toradora?
No. I said I wouldn't even bring up Toradora in the same breath as this show.
Slice of life.
Toradora is amazing. I wouldn't consider is Toradora a slice of life? I feel like it's just a rom com.
It's a rom com with slice of life elements. I would say Snafu is more this. There's more slice of life than rom com in Snafu.
But this is this style right here. Like other slice of life that we've talked about and watched. I'm like, whatever. This I genuinely like.
You would probably like The Great Jahi then. Okay. I've watched more episodes of that. So.
And I think part of the reason why this sticks to me too is just it seems so grounded in reality, because I've worked a job like that. I've worked a job. I know and
that's funny.
Where I just woke up every day just like, oh God.
I've also worked a job like that.
I know. And so I can really, and I think most people have worked a job like that. I think very few people have never. You are blessed if you ever worked a job that it was just, you absolutely didn't, you've never hated, right? Or worked a job where you, like the one you have now. Yeah. Or a job where you weren't asked to do ridiculous things for no reason other than to serve someone else's.
To be honest with you, I feel like you'll never get that until you're your own boss or your business owner.
What do you mean? Get that? Like the things that.
Yeah, serve ridiculous people, or do something that you find ridiculous, or
No, I don't think I'll ever get to that point. Even if I did get to a position where I would have people reporting to me, which I don't want. But if I were to get to a position like that, I don't think I would ever ask anything. And maybe because the type of work I do is different now. But I don't feel like I would ever ask anything super ridiculous. Like you know, you show up, you do what needs to get done, and you get the work over with, right? I don't
like you. That's all I was saying. Like you won't. Like you'll still have to do ridiculous things for ridiculous people until either you become a business owner or like you work.
I don't do anything ridiculous now.
Yet.
I no,
Wait,
not
wait till
ever.
your boss changes.
My boss has changed. I haven't been asked to do anything. Absolutely. No. It's all seemed reasonable to me.
I think that's a personal shot. That's fine.
I think though. I think the main difference though is, and this is where I think the disconnect is. If someone, like, if you ask someone to do something and they're clearly giving you pushback, the answer to that should not be, "I'll just do it anyway. Get it over with." There should be a little bit more effort invested in that. Like, and then if it's not going to work out, then there needs to be some empathy there and say, like, "Hey, I don't think this is working out." I'm not saying that, you're not losing your job. Like this, I'm just running through my head like a scenario. Like if someone was giving me a lot of pushback and it just wasn't working out, and they were clearly unhappy, I would probably like look at them and say, like, "Hey, you don't seem like you're happy here. I'm not telling you you're losing your job, but I think you need to start, really just looking for something else, someplace where you're going to be genuinely happy, and give them that permission." Because I think a lot of times people stay in a job because they don't think they have other options, and like if you say to them, like, "Hey, I'll write you a letter of recommendation. They can put me down as a reference. Whatever I can do to help you find something where you're going to be better off, I'm willing to do that."
Yeah.
Because it serves nobody's interest if you don't want to be here and you're making me not want you here, right?
Yeah.
So I felt like this show is very believable, very grounded in reality.
I think it's believable for sure.
And I don't think some of the advice that Uramichi gives is that bad.
Okay. You want to hear all the anime I've been watching?
Yes.
All right, I'll start listing them off. You ready?
Yeah.
My favorite one, which I think is on par to be better than Toradora even, is More Than a Married Couple, But Not Lovers. And I'll just rattle off the other ones I've been watching. Licorice Recoil just came out with episode 13. Super excited about that. Shinobi no Itoki. That's a really good one. Classroom Delete. Just finished season 2 of that one. Next one was My Stepmom's Daughter Is My Ex. I finished that one. I finished Blue Spring Ride with OBS. I finished Run with the Wind. I've actually watched that like 3 times already because it's a running anime. It's really cool. Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. I've started that, but I'm waiting for OBS to watch with me. Science Fell in Love, so I try to prove it. Waiting for OBS to watch that one with me too because she doesn't want to wait. She wants me to wait to watch it. I've finished all the way up to a couple of Cuckoos, but there's new episodes out. Let me see, make sure that's the right episodes. No, I finished all of it. Wait. No, I haven't finished all of it. Episode 24 is out. I finished The Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt.
Holy shit, dude. And you actually work 40 hours a week?
Yeah.
Or is this because you were on vacation last week?
No, I didn't watch any anime on vacation. Because I'm too busy doing family stuff. This is in the span of 2 months, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. Month, maybe. No, I would say a month.
Okay, that's not that bad.
I'm not done yet. Hold your horses.
Oh, God.
Also watched Parallel World Pharmacy. That's a really good one. I really like that one. I started Orishuru. And then I think... Oh, yeah. And I finished Orifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest. That's awesome. That's a really good one. And a lot of these I've started the manga because I wanted to see like what happened afterwards. And that is it so far for the past month.
Okay.
Chicken Boy's Not Just a Cutie. I finished that one too.
Okay. Which one do you like the best?
So far?
Yeah.
More than a married couple, but not lovers, I would say.
I'm glad because that's the one
You watched that one?
No, I'm glad you said that because that's one I want to hear more about.
Bro, it's so good. It's literally so good. Oh yeah, I see that you've been watching Life Lessons with Uramichi Onisan.
Yep.
Parallel World Pharmacy, Shinobi, yeah. Classroom Elite. Classroom Elite was really good. Oh, and I've started Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man. Ooh. It's
I gotta
great
work through
seeing it's
Chainsaw Man.
great seeing it animated. I would say that. It's great seeing it animated.
That's going to be a future review episode with Kyle.
Yep. Oh, and then also Yuri on Ice. Aubrey's making me watch that.
Making you watch it?
Yep. Oh, and then My Sweet Tyrant. Yeah. Dress Up Darling as well.
So tell me about tell me about the first one, the one that's on par with Toradora.
Oh, okay. So the premise of it is they're either juniors or seniors in high school, right? And they have a practical exam or project that every junior or senior has to do in school. So pretty much what happens is they all like have a gotcha, or a gotcha is like a lottery that's picked by the school, and they're each assigned a boy-girl pairing, and they are supposed to be a married couple, and they get scored on being a good married couple, and they have to get a good grade for them to graduate high school, right? Essentially, the main character, he wants to be with his childhood friend that he likes and wants to be with, but he gets paired with the most popular gal, or gyaru. Do you know what a gal or gyaru is?
Gallows.
What's a gal?
A girl.
Well, goodness gracious, a gal or gyaru in Japanese culture is a girl that has different colored hair than black. Like, and for instance, this color is pink. Her hair color is pink, but typically they're blonde. They're trying to be more Americanized, and they also show a lot more skin. And then she also dresses more skimpy. That's what a gyaru is. But
Is it like
she's one of the most famous ones at the school. Or not famous, but
is it like a pixie girl almost?
What's a pixie girl?
So oh, good example of pixie girl.
Do you know the
Have you
model from
seen-
Toradora?
Yeah.
Picture her, but dressed skimpier.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Is she just as bitchy?
Yeah.
I love her already.
Yeah, and she's the main character, one of the main characters. But she likes this other guy, which is the most popular kid in school. The guy. What's really funny is because obviously they like other people, so they're trying to get the highest grade and score, because the top 10 that they get A's, and if you have an A at the end of a semester or midterm, you can switch partners with another person in the A category.
Okay, so she probably isn't a pixie girl if she's like the model, but a pixie girl is. Have you seen? All right, so have you seen Yes Man?
Yeah.
The not the Jim Carrey character, but the other girl.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen Yes Man.
But it's usually like there's like a straight male character. Like I say, straight character as in like boring, just straight laced, not really.
Yeah.
Unique personality. And
You mean Zooey Deschanel?
Yeah, Zooey Deschanel.
No.
So Zooey Deschanel in Yes Man would be a pixie girl, someone who's kind of like comes in and throws the straight character's life out of sync because they've never seen someone live that way before. But I said, she's more of just a bitch. She's just more of a preppy bitch.
But like, Gyaru is a hard thing to explain, I guess, because it's its own thing. I mean, there's so many Gyarus or gals in manga and anime that you have to know. I mean, there's literal animes or manga that are about gals or Gyarus.
So wait, was the blonde sexy scientist and psychopath, is she a Gyaru?
No, she's not. All Gyarus are, so like a Gyaru is like a Valley girl accent girl, like a Valley accent girl,
Okay.
like the oh my god, like I can't believe he did that. You know,
I
like
think I know what a Valley accent is. I think a lot of
yeah.
people know what that is.
Well, you don't know what a gal or gyaro is, and you're a co-host of a podcast. Here, I'll show a picture of her. Hopefully, you can understand by the picture. Looks like that.
Move it over a little bit. My face is covering it. Okay, yeah, I get the idea.
Do you?
I think so.
I can't see it. It's tragic. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get the idea.
Yeah. She is best girl. She is great. But so far, like it's how with Toradora, it was like so like you had to wait until like episode 20 before they held hands or like started developing feelings, right?
Yeah, well, because I was hoping the whole time that he would end up with the model, and so
What?
I was
Well,
actually
you're the only
that was
one. You're the only one that hope they ended with the model. Only one. You probably like this
I thought
one
they
more
were,
because it's more back and forth.
but
But like
yes,
episode one, perfect. I'm like, wow, that moved fast. But then it's like, oh, we're back to trying to decide which one you like more, and it's great. I love it. Shoujo all the way.
they add that. I'll probably watch that here soon then.
It's so good, so good.
So if you had to choose, which one was better, Tortor or this one? Which
I
would you
can't.
choose?
I mean, I've seen all of Toradora. I haven't seen all this, so I don't know.
Okay, is it new or
It's
is it an older one?
brand new, brand spanking new. Just came out. Episode 3 just
When
dropped
did you say you watched Life Lessons with Uramichi?
like 2 years ago.
Because I feel like it just came out last year.
May have watched it last year. I don't remember.
You really didn't like it, did you?
No, not really. I will say Licorice Recoil.
It came out in 2021.
Yeah, so I watched it last year. But
Okay.
Licorice Recoil, you'd like that one a lot too because it's about schoolgirls that are leading a double life because they're assassins and they keep Japan's order. So like there hasn't been a crime or anything like that in Japan for like the last incident, which has been like 5 years, and it's because of these schoolgirl assassins, which are super cool.
I think that would be dope. I think I like
It's
that.
really cool. It's really cool.
Ooh, there's a manga for it too. There's 7 volumes
Of what?
of Life Lessons with Uramichi.
Nah. I might get back into it. Who knows?
Well, I hope so because I really like it a lot.
Well,
And I want to see it.
I'm not. I hope it's not a psychopath kind of like. I can't handle another psychopath.
Okay, there is only one psychopath, and I'm so excited for the new movie coming out.
There's a new movie coming out.
Yeah, like a movie, standalone, like a 1-hour episode type thing.
When's it come out? So I make sure I set my alarm not to watch it.
Huge.
I thought it was funny.
I think it comes out. It comes out in the fall, but I don't remember if it's. Oh, so actually, it's coming out next year because we are in the fall right now. So,
We are in the fall.
yeah, so it's next year.
The leaves are changing, sir.
Yeah, they announced it for the 10-year anniversary. 10 years.
It's been 10 years already.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I wish you liked SAO more than Psychopaths because I'd rather talk about SAO. Maybe that would change if you picked SAO more than Psychopaths, and I got tired of hearing about SAO. But at least then I can make fun of you because everyone hates SAO. A lot of people like Psychopaths, so I can't make fun of you that much for it.
Specifically in Japan, a lot of people like Psychopaths. It's not as popular in the United States, but in Japan, it is massive. But I mean, like, I'm sure there's a lot of animes that aren't super popular here that are massive in Japan. So that might just be like shooting fish in a barrel. You're going to find someone who likes it over there, but it's really big there, enough that there is so much content that will probably never get produced in English. Which means I want to make.
You know what I noticed is when we go to Japan, because we'll eventually go to Japan, whatever manga we think we're gonna buy over there, we won't be able to read it because it's all Japanese. That's so disheartening.
Well, by that point, well, maybe not by that point, but just think of there's probably there's going to be a future where you put on glasses, and the glasses, because we're going to do it with our phones, right? Like, I can hold my phone up to something through the camera lens and see it translate in real time on the screen.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so, like, yeah, whatever manga we buy there, I mean, we can use our phones, or we could just imagine if we had like glasses that we could just translate, kind of like in Cyberpunk. Well, it's not even glasses per se, but in Cyberpunk, when people are talking in a different language, you see the subtitles translate in real time, and I imagine that that's a visual representation of the character translating. Yeah,
that's cool. Have you already watched all of Cyberpunk?
Edge Runners?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I watched that in like a day or two.
I haven't watched it yet.
I swallowed that. I walked right up to it. I said, "Can I get 1, 2, and 3 servings?" And then I ate it all.
Have you seen that TikTok of that kid? Give it to me right now. I'll tear it up live.
I haven't seen that one. I've seen the yeah. No, I love Cyberpunk Edge Runners. We should have a talk about that. That's one I watched recently too, that I felt they did a much better job of telling a Cyberpunk story than a Cyberpunk game. And I think part of the reason,
I think it would have been better if they didn't have as many bugs when it released.
Oh, see, I never experienced those bugs.
Oh, okay.
Never experienced. My gaming experience with Cyberpunk, I mean, yeah, there were bugs. Like, there were some visual bugs that, like, characters walking through walls and stuff like that I watched on streams that everyone experienced, right? So, like, those things I couldn't do anything about. But, like, I never experienced game crashing bugs. I never experienced, like, getting booted, or the game freezing, or anything like that. It was, for all intents and purposes, it was flawless. But no, I don't think that would have changed. Even having such a almost pristine experience as I did, I still think the Cyberpunk Edge Runners did a much better job of telling that story. And part of the reason why that is the character.
Don't spoil it.
Oh, you've seen the beginning, right?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen anything.
What the hell is wrong with you? I thought you started watching it.
No, I didn't.
I
am sorry.
It's amazing. It is amazing. There's no intent for a season 2, which I don't necessarily need a continuation of the story, but I would love a season 2 in like an anthology style, to where it's just a new story of this universe, because it really did an amazing job of expanding on it.
That's exciting. I think the world looks cool. I just haven't played the game.
Yeah.
Well, you know what sounds really good right now?
What?
McDonald's. I'm gonna go get some McDonald's soon.
Did we talk about? Well, since I can't talk about Edge Runners, did we talk about all the animes we want?
I talked about all mine. You haven't gone through your list yet.
So there's only really 2 that I just finished Edge Runners last week, and then I started watching.
In the last month?
Only 2? In the last 2 weeks, yes.
How about the last month? I go through series. Like you go through movies, okay? There's one I need you to watch though, but it's 3 seasons, but it's so good. It's Slime. I
am so busy, dude. Like, I don't know why you aren't busier. You're in school and a job and a family.
I could just balance it better, I guess. I'm just kidding. Well, I don't work outside my work hours. I also don't watch anime during work. You'd be proud of me.
That's fair. That's good. Good for you.
Good for you.
I've been doing better about not trying to work, but trying not to work outside work hours. But sometimes it's just not possible. And then also, like, I'm a big like knowledge seeker. So like, if there are, so you might qualify it as work. For me, it's like, okay, the work is what I do during business hours, and then the outside of that, it's like my hobby is, okay, there is this problem. Where can I learn how to solve that problem? And so I'm essentially working on that outside of work, and I find that fun.
I mean, I do that during work though.
I don't have time during work.
That's fair.
I haven't in the past. Pretty soon things are changing for me, and my daily priorities are shifting per my bosses.
Exciting.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want you doing that other thing anymore. I want you doing this stuff now.
Good. Do you know I miss?
What?
The Lance I called every single day for like 3 hours on my drives. Miss that Lance.
You mean when I was sitting at home doing nothing?
Yeah, I miss that Lance. We talked about
I
anime
miss
so
that.
much during that time.
I miss that Lance too, because that was the best long vacation I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, they had to go get a stupid job.
I know. But it's working out for me. It's definitely paid out some dividends that I wouldn't have gotten elsewhere. So
Like what, money? House.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing too, dude, is like, I feel so, like I even have, like I don't even have to ask. It's like, hey, you're doing a really good job. So we're going to give you this fat bonus. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know if I got a bonus.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, well, here you go. Here's your fat bonus, right? And, hey, you know what? Let's give you a raise. You know what? Let's give you more money because we really want to keep you happy and invest in you and all that stuff. And I'm not even asking for it. Like
Well, you're complaining, right?
Huh?
You're complaining about your job, right? Or is this before or after?
Job?
What?
What do you mean complaining? I'm not complaining.
I thought you were complaining about how stressful it was.
So yes, there's a lot of stress
Voicing your
with it,
opinions. Sorry, not complaining. Voicing your opinions.
no, there's a lot of stress with it, but a lot of that stress comes from like it's very specific people, right? It's not even the work; it's certain people, and so like, if I could just snap my fingers and they would go away, I would probably be.
Yeah.
But no, like
But you get all that, and like it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, like they treat me pretty good, and like, and even if I downplay myself, right? Like they'll be like, yeah, it's okay. We see your potential, and so it's a very encouraging environment that I'm not used to. But
and I guess there is something to say too about like giving you a chance when like a lot of companies pass you up, right? When you're fresh out of school.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of jobs that passed me up because I had I remember one in particular where they were looking for someone with PLSQL knowledge, PL SQL.
Oh, okay.
PL SQL knowledge, and I remember saying, well, I mean, I can learn PL SQL, but I'm more familiar with T SQL, right? But it's just a syntax difference. There's some different different ways of doing things, and they're like, oh, well, they're really looking for people with PL sequel experience, right? And it's like it's basically the same thing. There is some variation, but that's not nothing. You're like, if I know the one way and I like, okay, I need to do this. How do I do this? I can literally Google what I would do one way and get the answer on how to do it another way.
You should have
And
lied.
there you go.
Stack Overflow
I don't feel.
right?
I don't lie. Not about that kind of stuff. I'd rather be upfront.
No,
I know you would.
Yeah, that's how I got this job.
But anyway, no. So that's the thing. Like they did give me a chance, but also like, it's been over a year since I started there, and they've done more for me than the job I had before for all the years that I worked there.
That's fair. They gave you one of the best gifts of all, though. The job you had before. Me.
Friendship with you. I knew that's what you were going to say.
I know.
I mean, it gave me my wife too. Like I wouldn't have met her if so. Like I don't.
Nice, you stuck
I
that
don't. Huh?
Nice, you stuck that in there.
Yeah. But yeah.
Same here. I met my wife there.
Yeah, I know.
Not me.
So there's a lot.
Started dating there.
Yeah. But
man, we haven't talked about
anyway
in the last like 10 minutes, so
I know. That's fine.
It's fine.
I need to up my anime game. I'm a co-host of a major anime podcast. I need to like up my game
too if you have more time to read. I picked up a new one.
You want to talk about the Psychopaths manga?
I'd have to buy it. I picked up a new one. It's called After the Rain. I think you watched the anime, didn't you?
I haven't watched that one yet.
We
can talk about. I mean, I am been interested in going on getting a new manga. I really want to read the Attack on Titan manga.
Actually, have you read Silent Voice yet?
No, it's still in the packaging, dude.
All right, let's read that.
You want to read the Silent?
Well, because I've been wanting to read that, and I just get it on Kindle.
Tori has yelled at me so much because we were at the bookstore and I said, "Oh, this is the entire collection of Silent Voice."
Was that in Kokomo? You got that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were on your way to the Halloween party.
Yep.
And I bought the whole thing right there. Didn't think twice about it. Just bought it. And she's like, "So you gonna read that manga?" I said, "I'll get to it." It's just been sitting on my bookshelf in the packaging.
Yeah. So this will give you an excuse to open the packaging and read it all.
Okay, let's do that.
And we'll see if you have more time to read than you do to watch. See if this is actually going to be accurate or not. And after that, we'll do One Piece, part 2.
Yeah, we need to get. Have you talked to Kyle yet?
No, because you need time to talk to Kyle.
Okay. So you want to do a Silent Voice manga review next week?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'll read it for sure.
Okay. Oh yeah, that sounds like fun.
Sounds like fun.
All right, man. I think that's it.
I think that is it as well, sir. We will catch everyone next time when we don't watch, but we will record and read a Silent Voice manga.
I may, after reading it, rewatch the movie, and then just so I can like have a side-by-side comparison. So
that'd be cool.
But, bye. Thank you.